everybody, Robbie here. Today we're playing some more of the Minecraft, and I've yet to get Optifine for 1.8. But yeah, guys, 1.8 did come out, and right now we're playing Badlion. This is the first episode, I believe so, and we're going to go eat over here. We're going to eat our gapple. We're going to turn the multiplayer chat off. Alright, come here. We're going to eat a gapple. Alright, we're going to go in for it. My frames are like crazy. I don't know what it is, but I hope they fix it with a 1.8.1 date update or something like that, because everyone's frames are dropping from, like, you know, I usually get 160 to 100, and now my frames drop to like 30 to like 10. We'll get this gapple off. Yes, we got the gapple off. Oh geez, this guy is super good, I can tell, but he is also low. Yes. All right, so I do want to talk about a topic today. So the topic is, should teachers get paid more? So, basically my whole logic around this is, both my parents are actually teachers. My father does get paid a lot more because he does work for a college instead of a school. So I'll be talking about college teachers and school teachers, and why college teachers get paid more than school teachers, and who should get paid more. So I believe, alright, I'm just going to keep talking. But anyways, so yes, my mom is a teacher, and so is my dad. My dad's a college teacher, my mom's a normal teacher. And so my mom doesn't get paid as much as she would want to. And she gets paid about the same amount every other teacher does. And she's trying to get a raise right now. But anyways, enough about that. So, basically, teachers don't get paid that much. Back in I believe it was around 80, it was 70s or 80s, teachers only got paid $3.5 thousand to $5,000 a year. And I have no idea what they get paid now. I'm going to have to get back to you guys on that, because I have no idea what they do get paid. They probably get paid close to $10,000 a year right now. That would be my assumption, just because you double the price after maybe 20 or 30 years. And that's just my assumption. Because if you didn't know how I got that information, it's because my grandmother used to work as a teacher. She's now a substitute, or I think she might be retired. But anyways, she used to work as a teacher, and that's what she told me, how much teachers got paid back then, and how much she got paid, and how much she got offered and everything, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, so teachers don't get paid as much as they wish, and I believe they should get paid more, just because I know it might be hard, like, you know, school, all this crap, why can't I just go home and rest and stuff? Well, it's for it's a better thing for yourself. School, I know this is like a really weird topic, like, I don't like school myself, okay? I'd rather be sitting at home, but I do it, like, I'm in all the pre-AP classes, I'm in all the high math classes and everything, because I do it because I know it's going to help me out in life better. I plan to do YouTube as my main job till I'm like maybe 30-ish, around that, because I am still in school, but I plan to do it till I'm like 30, maybe 35, and then pursue a new type of job, because I don't want to just retire. Even if I earn a lot of money from YouTube, I don't want to just retire. I might just want to keep working, but I definitely think I'm going to keep gaming throughout probably my whole life, just because gaming is a big part of my life right now. It's not really a big part, but it's something I love to do. And another thing I love to do is hunting, and so I've only been hunting once, but I really love it. That was this past Monday on Labor Day. So, oh man, we lost. All right, so anyways, let me continue with what my subject is. All right, so basically school. If we didn't have, because my mom is an early elementary school teacher, she teaches like first and second graders. So if we didn't have those type of teachers there, so she teaches foreign kids to speak English, and if we didn't have the normal teachers, the children wouldn't be able to add, multiply. They wouldn't really be able to think well. So therefore teachers should be paid more, because they're the people who create the college teachers. They're the people who create other teachers. They're the people who create people like Steve Jobs, you know. you're like, oh, teacher didn't do anything to help him. He's just smart on his own. Well, sure, you can get smartness from your genes. Like, sure, you can be smart, and you're expected to be smart because maybe both your parents are very, very intelligent, and you're expected to be smart. Well, that's what position I'm in. So yeah, I take all the pre-AP classes and a really high math class, and I have a really high GPA every year just because I do try and get that. Don't call me a nerd or anything. You can go ahead and do it. It doesn't hurt me, my self-esteem or anything, but I try to do that to make my parents happy, to make me happy in the future, and it's just the whole basis of what school is about. So teachers, in my reality, elementary school and pre-K and stuff like that, should be paid more than they are now. Now, now you might say, oh, well, college teachers get paid a lot per year. And, I mean, my dad might just get paid a lot because he actually discovers medicines. He's a medicinal chemist, and he is a teacher, and he is a pharmacist, so he kind of does the same thing. But as a college teacher, they get paid maybe $80,000 to $200,000 a year. Oh, that's the wrong one. Whatever, $80,000 to $100,000 a year. And the reason here, we're just gonna do /kill really quickly here because we don't need this. Anyways, the reason why college teachers get paid more than regular teachers is because colleges have more spending money. They're provided more spending money, because of the college. So the college is whatever state you lived in. It depends, but basically how it works is the government funds states, and states fund programs, and states like to focus more so on colleges than actual local and private schools. So private schools aren't really funded by the government. They're mostly funded by the people who pay for their children to go to the private school. So that's why private schools are really small, but they are pretty nice. And boarding schools, I believe they get paid by the government. I'm not 100% sure about that. But the reason why college teachers is because what happens is usually in a state, the state acknowledges the college more than it does the actual local schools. So in theory, oh, we're out of ranked matches. Here, I'll just go right over here. In theory, I'm just gonna keep playing. In theory, basically, every time you go to work for a college, you're going to earn more money than working with a local school district, because the school district relies on the taxes that people pay to the government, which the government then funds the police officers, the local school district, and everything else there. So they rely basically on you. That's why public schools, local schools are free to get into, because your parents pay taxes every month. And when they pay the taxes go to like this big bill in Congress or whatever state government, and the state government splits it apart between police department, fire department, all the stuff supported by the local government. And basically, I'm not on MCSG, by the way. And so basically you get paid by the people who work. So in our reality, you're basically paying yourself when you pay taxes, because if you work at a local school district, you have to pay taxes. I don't know if you have to pay as much, but you're paying yourself. So you'll get a fair amount of money back. Not a fair amount, but maybe like 25% of what you paid for taxes in total back, maybe 10%, something like that. But you're basically paying for yourself. So in theory, colleges should earn a lot more, because they do not rely on taxes that people pay. They rely on the government to pay them, so therefore they can have more advanced schools. And the reason is because college is your last step to becoming an adult with a job, with a secure job. And the secure job you mostly need degrees for, and you go to college to get your degrees for however many amount of years, from the minimum 4 to the maximum about 7 to 12. So you go to college to get to your degree so you can get a job, because the more degrees you have, the more chance you have of getting the job, and the more educated you are about it. So when you get the job, you'll get raises easily, you'll get promotions easily, and it just goes all around to show you that college will help you a lot in life. But then we go back to the normal teachers, and I know this is a long video, but if we go back to the normal teachers, then we see that they're the ones who teach us how to talk, write, walk, sometimes walk, and do all that stuff. And if we weren't able to do any of that, they would have to eventually teach us how to do that by the time we were in high school or college or something. And there would be no use for college by then. You'd have to go to college when you're at least 40 if we didn't have those elementary school teachers, because you get to college after about, maybe I'd say you go to kindergarten around 5 or 6, so maybe about 12 years of schooling you have to go through to be able to get to the point where you're actually allowed in college. And you're allowed in college if you have really good grades, really good. You never scored a B or something like that. So you have to be like a genius, but not many people do that. It's usually people who turn 17 but just got out of high school, or people who turn 18. So that's basically how it goes. And so you need 12 years of educating. So if we didn't get taught how to write, walk, and stuff, we wouldn't be learning this stuff till maybe 2 years after high school started for you, or college. And you could possibly not go until you're 30 to 40. I mean, it depends. Like, you can get held back a lot, and it just depends all around how your school districts teach you. So if you don't have the younger elementary teachers teach you the normal things in life, like walking, I'm sure your parents are there, but your teachers actually teach you how to write. It's assignments, or at least in my school, it's assignments you have to do when you're younger. And if we didn't have those people, then no students would learn common sense. So it all comes down to the point where they basically shape your life. And what I mean by that is, sure, college teachers shape your life by giving you a degree, but would you be able to get the degrees if you didn't have any schooling before you went to college? Because if you didn't have any schooling, you wouldn't have the chance to go to college, because you had no schooling. I believe to get into college, you have to either be really, really smart if you didn't have any schooling, or you have to at least have a few years of schooling. So that's what I think are the requirements. But in theory, I think elementary and high school and middle school teachers should get paid a lot more than, they should get paid either the same amount or a little bit more than college teachers. And for the reason being is that they do teach all the common sense and the common knowledge you have to be able to major in a certain subject at college level. So for, say, if you wanted to pursue in math, you have to go through all the grades in math. And sure, if you skip a grade and you go up to higher math because you're smart enough, your brain capacity can handle it, then yeah, you can excel through it. But the thing is that you've got to learn the basics before you do anything. Who taught you in first grade to do 1 + 1? That was your teacher, not your parents, because your parents are when you get into first grade, they're more focused on their job because they know you can survive on their own. Now they are focused on you, but they get less and less focused on you when you get older and older. So it's up to the teachers to teach you that. So to be able to get to a college, you have to have high school credits to graduate high school. And by getting high school credits, you do algebra, pre-algebra, you can do geometry, calculus, calculus 1, pre-calculus, everything like that. That's what you have to do to get school credits. Computer classes are high school credits. You have to have enough credits to graduate high school. And who's going to teach you that? So basically, you have to do all of that stuff to be able to get into a college. And that's just how it goes. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So basically, if I want to recap right now, I think school, elementary, like pre-K, kindergarten, elementary teachers should be, to like high school teachers should be paid more or the same amount. Maybe a little bit less, but close to the same amount as a college teacher would, because sure, they hand you the degree and you feel so good about yourself, and it's one of the most important times of your life. But nowadays, most jobs that aren't really technical, like pharmacists, they require at least about maybe 4 to 6 years of college. And my dad went through the normal average person to be able to be a chemist, pharmacist, and he had to do a ton of classes to be able to get to where he is today, is about 7 to 12 years of schooling. And he took about, I'd say, 5. And the reason is because he was a lot better than the people in his class. And I'm not saying better, he just had a higher brain capacity for learning. So he learned things faster, and he was able to put them in his mind for storage for later, for on tests, so he could grade higher. So that way, because if you grade high enough, if you're in one of those subjects that take about 7 years to complete to even get a degree, you have to go through schooling, and most of the time it takes about 7 years. And to get a doctor's degree, it takes about 12 to 15. My father took 7 years to get a doctor's degree, and that's 3 years out of normal college. Normal college is 4 years. Of course, you can get it recruited to like MLB, NBA after. You can get recruited to the NBA after 2 years of college, and MLB out of high school, and the NFL 2 years out of college. Just because they want you to have some education, common sense, and to know what you're doing, because they want to see you. The reason is because most tackle football does not start until you get into middle school, and NFL supervisors do not start watching at that level. They only start watching college levels, but when they get to high school levels, they only watch you if you're on the news or something like that, or if you're really good. So that's a little recap. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this long topic, and I hope you guys thought it was thorough. It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I was thinking before this, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? That one. Because I talk to my parents about it all the time, and it's just one of the things that I commonly talk about that I know, and it's just something I know. So you guys, leave your opinions down below, and leave some topics for me to do on these videos. And just tell me what you want to see, because I would be glad to take any topics and research them. And the reason I didn't have to research this one is because basically my whole family is built up of teachers. Now, I plan to take a little different path and not be a teacher, but you never know. My father wanted to be a professional baseball player, and he didn't pursue that dream because he was a really good pitcher at fastballs and fastballs, and he wanted to be an MLB pitcher. But by the time he got to high school, he didn't know really how to throw a curveball, and so all the kids on the team were chosen. He was chosen to be on the team, but all the kids were chosen to start instead of him because he didn't know how to throw curveball, screwball, stuff like that. He was really good with the fastballs, and he could easily strike out anyone on the team. It's just that they wanted someone who had a variety of pitches. So you have to have a variety to get picked. Don't go out there for a sport, try out for it, and think you're super good, because arrogance is not always the answer. Sure, you should have some confidence in yourself, but arrogance isn't always the answer. And if you're good at one thing in a sport, you better practice the other areas around it. It's just like a subject. If you're good at multiplying in math and you're terrible at adding and subtracting, which is probably the other way around, because that's how it is with me. I'm good at multiplying, but I'm better at adding and subtracting, just because it's the thing you learn for years and years. Multiplying doesn't come around until maybe you're close to middle school age, around there. Maybe around 3rd to 5th grade is where the multiplying comes in heavy and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave some comments below of what you think of this topic, and I'll see you all later.